Hello everyone, nice warm muggy Friday afternoon in Minnesota, Friday, July 10th, 2026. This marks 2 years since I gave up sugar. 2 years. One of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, to get off sugar. Okay, I must insert the disclaimer here. I'm not a doctor, I'm not trained in natural medicine, I'm not trained in diet, I'm not a professional in any of those, so if there's anything I say in this video that inspires you to make changes in your life, to follow a certain diet or make any kind of changes, please seek the guidance of a trained professional, whether it's a doctor, a dietitian, or someone trained in natural medicine, alternative medicine. Just please seek guidance from someone instead of following anything blind, or just following anything that I say. But in the last 2 years, probably collectively I've had total less than 100 grams of sugar. I've had a few things that have had a little bit of sugar in them, and I always feel worse when I do that. But I'm just so glad that I cut out sugar. Sugar with me, I used to consume sugar to get the sugar high. There were times I would get an extreme sugar high, especially back in the 90s. There was some donuts that I could get at certain places that I would get just a wild sugar high from donuts from some places, just depended on the day. For those that don't know, I was diagnosed with chronic Lyme disease in June 2013. I was infected between 81 and 83. I was diagnosed as hypoglycemic in the middle 2000s. Later on, my doctor diagnosed me as malabsorption. That's where my digestive system doesn't digest food well enough, so I have to eat more. Plus, I have leaky gut. You'll have to Google leaky gut. There's different viewpoints on leaky gut and what caused leaky gut. If I talked very openly about what I think caused leaky gut, some big, huge German-owned corporation might get mad at me, Some corporation that makes this chemical that kills weeds in farmers' fields and stuff like that. They might get really mad at me, but then I have a really small channel. But with some days with me on sugar, I could be as goofy as a squirrel on meth. I just would get so wired up, I'd be impulsive. I made poor decisions. I was acquiring too many things. I was acquiring too many projects. Making bad decisions. My energy levels would fluctuate way too much. Well, that's related to being hypoglycemic. And for those who have followed my channel, I don't know how many of you have followed my channel based on Lyme disease. I've mentioned Dr. Chris Foley, who was a Lyme literate medical doctor. He died from COVID October 15th of 2021. And from the beginning, he was begging me, boy, get off sugar. Cut out sugar, and then cut out wheat, cut out dairy. I cut out, I was finally diagnosed with Lyme by Dr. Foley, June of 2013, June 20th. And I had reduced the amount of wheat in my diet, and he finally said to me, Boyd, you just have to go cold. Completely cut out wheat from your diet. And I did, and I felt better. My depression lifted. And then, I cut out dairy pretty much 98, 99%. I don't know if that was 2017, 2018. And then finally, 2 years ago, gave up sugar. Instead of sugar, I have figs. I eat figs. I eat too many figs, but anyway. And so I just, it was getting to the point where sometimes when I would have sugar, I would just cry without any good reason, or just something really minor would make me cry. And I embarrassed myself. What was it, 2 years ago? April or May of 2024, I embarrassed myself one time when I cried when I didn't need to. And I'm just going to leave out the story, since anybody on earth could see this video. But I'm just so happy I got off sugar. I do have a challenging diet, lots of food that you see in grocery stores, convenience stores, just everywhere you go has at least sugar or dairy or wheat or all three of those. So yeah, I have a challenging diet. So yeah, but yeah, there's some big negatives to having sugar in your diet. 60 Minutes did a story on sugar. Darn, was it, 20 years ago, in which they interviewed a researcher who said there was a connection between sugar and cancer. And if you don't know, if you have cancer, the first thing you need to eliminate from your life is sugar, because sugar feeds cancer. Cancer just cancer. It's like adding gasoline to a fire, having sugar in your diet if you have cancer. So yeah, a little hobby farm to my right, and they got a bunch of horses there. Wow. So I don't drive down this road very often, but anyway. So all of you people out there watching, I hope you have the courage and the gumption to eliminate sugar from your diet. It would be good for you. It's something I knew I needed to do for years, but I was reaching the point, like after COVID, can't remember what year it was, whether it was, I think it was 2021 or 2022, I was getting to the point where when I had sugar, it just hit me really hard. Really, really hard. I need to get a cancer. I need to get some cancer testing. One of my brothers had a little bout with cancer about 10 years ago, and he has had the same problem where his body just can't handle sugar at all. And him and I have had a conversation about that. And so hopefully I don't have any cancer in my body, but if I did, the best thing I'd be doing for myself right now is having no sugar in my diet, which is what I'm doing. All right. Well, thank you for watching or at least listening to my video, and probably should be uploading more videos. I haven't been uploading as many videos this summer. I got a list of videos I like to make, but I've just been so busy with my job and working at the storage, that kind of thing. So, all right, talk to you later. See ya, bye.